why would that song be literally even in my head? It's just like, I just want this. We can't even like put it down. It's so annoying. Like, that's literally not cute. Should have got myself together before we started this, but what are you gonna do? Hello? I need... Oh, thank you so much. I'm just about to start getting ready. How are y'all doing? Hey guys, I'm wondering if I should go get my other tripod. This is like as low as this one will go. It's so annoying. Need more. But then I'll have to like unscrew it, have it not look cute. That's so funny because I was literally gonna text Billy like, oh, let me know if you get the notification, but then I was like, I guess I'll find out. Can I, like, genuinely? I just need it to be like this. Thank you. The setup is not setting up. Okay. That's just gonna have to work. We are snatched today, all right? Hey, y'all. Can I share it to Twitter while I'm live? Today, we are going to be talking about being a pick-me to guys and why you should not do that. And answering questions and just chatting about our lives as we do. So, should I trim the brow? And I'm getting ready. I just went to the gym. It was like kind of annoying, if we're being honest. Okay. I hate when people just don't have a sense of personal space. Like, they reorganized the gym and they got another Smith machine, I think. I don't think they got another squat rack. I think, so all the squat racks they had, they are combining them all in this one area, so it's a lot more cramped, and it's like, I kind of get the vibe they didn't, like, test it out to see if the flow would be good, because it's just very cramped and annoying, even though it's like, okay, great, there's, like, another thing, like, machine, it's just, it's not cute. So, I don't know, this guy kept, like, walking in between the squat racks as me and someone else are both, like, mid-exercise. And then he also kept touching the bars, like, not while we were using them, but in between, and, like, spinning them. And it was just very bizarre to me. Okay, I think I'm glad I trimmed. This one's, like... It's just, like, why do people not... like, see what they're doing? Like, how are you not aware? And he was just so annoying. And then he was friends with this guy that was, like, screaming at, I'm not even exaggerating, screaming at full volume as he was, like, doing his little chest press. Like, moaning at full volume. And I was like, please stop. Please. So that's been my day. Oh no. More mukbangs. Totally. Y'all like watching those? I never know. Because I'm like, I don't know if this has to be my specific niche in order to do them. But I guess people like watching them. I mean, I like watching them. Well, not as much anymore. I don't know. But like, I see the appeal. So, definitely. I also just want to do more food videos in general. Because it's just fun. Oh my gosh. And oh my god, the hotline bling video, that's so funny. That's funny that video was like made such an impression on people. And like same, honestly, it was like very, what an original concept. Being a pick-me. Can we talk about being a pick-me? I think something, hopefully, most women learn as we get older is just how, like, most guys don't live up to expectation or, like, society's expectation. And that's why so many guys like lie or just make up stories and have all these manipulation tactics to try and like keep you hooked, because they know, maybe not even deep down, they just know pretty forefrontal that that they're not that, you know, and that you could find someone better. So I think as you get older, you kind of realize that. And a lot of guys will give you the ick, maybe more than when you were younger. And it's a blessed stage of life, I'm realizing, because it's like, why would I want like approval from someone kind of like disgusting and who has to lie because they're not at where they want to be. And I think that's why it's so important to have strong female role models and to just make sure that you're getting your advice from reputable sources, you know. The red pill community, is that like those like podcast bros? Because I always hear that phrase, but I never know specifically what it's about. Because there's a lot of people giving advice, a lot of even like women giving advice on like how to get a guy, and like it's like just not actually the advice that will be beneficial to you long term. Yeah, it's kind of like that vibe. It's like they have issues, and instead of bettering their own lives or educating themselves or whatever, it's like they just choose to, I don't even know, like, because I feel like it's even beyond ignorance. It's like a decision. I don't know. I don't watch that kind of content, but from my own personal experience and just observing men, you know, talk about that like in person, how they want a girl to act or whatever, it's like usually because they're insecure. Like, I've never heard a man talk like that who was actually like successful with his life and like financially where he wanted to be, had his own house, car, you know, could do what he wanted, and therefore could like actually be, you know, the ideal masculine man of like being a provider and like having his life together. It's always bros that are just kind of like broke, no offense, and just in that like victim mindset. And that usually have to resort to like manipulation, lying. So it's kind of, I think it's very like, once you get over the whole like violence against women thing, like, I think it really is just, it's like, they're seeing themselves as victims. They're like, oh my God, like, I don't really know exactly what they say, but I know the vibe. But it's like, instead of being the man you want to be, you're like blaming women for your problems. It's like, it's not my fault you're broke. It's not my fault you're not where you want to be, or that someone broke your heart because they could do better than you because you weren't like doing all that you could as a man, you know? So I would say, like, personally, I'm not going to waste my time hate watching something like that or giving it any energy because it's not beneficial to me. But I do think it's important to be aware of just in like your own personal life. Like if you're on a date and a man starts talking about how he loves their podcast, like you'll have enough information to be like, okay, like you're not someone I want to deal with. You know? And it's just also interesting the kind of different genres of like masculine and feminine energy when it's talked about online. Because for a while, I was kind of like, I don't want to say against that, but whenever I would hear that, it would kind of be like a little red flag to me. Because I was like, what do you mean? Like, is this just gender roles? Like, the like traditional wife thing? You know what I mean? But after learning more, it's like, okay, yeah, like honestly, if you're dating men, you could be like from the mindset, like, I mean, obviously you want an emotionally intelligent like partner, but it's like, okay, I think there's just this unrealistic expectation that like you can find a man that's gonna be perfect. And it's like, okay, is he being a man though? You know what I mean? How do I say this in a way that like makes sense? But you know, it's like, you're not my BFF. You're a man. And like there's kind of this image of like, oh my God, he's a provider, protector, and my best friend, and we're also equal partners. And like, it's just like, that's unrealistic. You're not gonna find that, probably. You know what I mean? So it is kind of interesting just to think about it in terms of like masculine, feminine energy. And it's like, okay, if a man, because we know we are fine on our own, you know? And that's what's so cool about having like choice as a woman and like freedom to work and like, you know, live your own life, because you don't need a man. But it's like, if you are going to have a man, at least for me personally, it's like you want them to be a man. Like, I don't care, this whole movement, and I'm not saying there's anything like wrong or that I disagree with it, but to me it's like, just because you paint your nails like as a man, that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want you, like, does that make sense? Because a man will do that and then still just be stressing you out and like not really providing and not bettering your life at all in the ways that a man can and ultimately like should. You know, so it's one thing, like, I don't know, it's just, does that make sense? So as far as being a pick-me, I think I want this line to be a little more crispy. Being a pick-me is like, as a woman, is like trying so hard to prove yourself to a man when it needs to be the other way around. Oh my God, hey, what's up? How are you? We were talking about pick-me's and a lot of other topics. And this is so true, y'all. This is so true. When you overgive, when you are spending money on a man, when you are trying to spoil your man and take him out. Especially someone that's not even like your boyfriend or someone you're in a relationship with, you know? And you're just like not even exclusive, but you are trying so hard to prove yourself to this man. Like, this is why people get hurt, is they over invest. And especially, you know, it's literally so true. Like, and this is like another thing. I read the Attached book, you know, learning about attachment styles. Oh yeah, like, let me not play these like games. Let me not play hard to get because I want to attract like a stable partner. But the thing is, majority of men, especially like in the dating pool, they're not on that same vibe. And even if they're like, oh, self-improvement, like maybe I go to therapy, I've like learned, it's like they're still a man and they're still going to be affected by society's expectations of what a man should be like and what a man should want. And they're going to have that in their subconscious. And I just feel like it's going to be extremely rare for you to find someone that is like on that level of like self-awareness and like just knowledge about society and gender roles and all of that. So it's like, I've had it before where it's like, oh, I think I'm just being secure attachment. Like, okay, I'll be the one to reach out. Like, I don't want to play games. But it always ends badly. Like, then it's like, it kind of, to the man, is going to come across, to the average man, it's going to come across like you are like too eager, you know? And too like easy to get. So men really like when you ignore them, when you're mean, when you just don't really care, you know, because that makes it interesting and fun and also sets you apart. So I forget the original thought behind that. But yeah, don't be stop trying to prove yourself to a guy. Because why isn't he trying to prove himself to you? And it's just like, men and women, generally speaking, I mean, y'all know what I'm like, don't think the same. And a lot of guys are very like, no offense, dumb. Like, you could be with your girlfriend and have the most just emotionally intelligent, insightful conversation where you just feel so understood, and then you will try to like have an ounce of that with a man and it's just not there. So it's like, as far as the sprinkle movement and all of that, I think there's a lot to that, because you could go around hating men and resenting men and being like, oh my God, like, why do they act like this? I did all this stuff for him. I'm such a catch. Why doesn't he like me? Why doesn't he see that? Or you could just kind of, I don't want to say play by their rules, but you could just kind of like take them for what they are, in the sense of like, okay, a man should provide and protect. Like, if he doesn't want to do those things, then like, why? Like, stop trying to have these deep, insightful combos with a man that doesn't care. It's like, you have your friends for that. And then, again, I hope this is coming across in like the way that I mean it. But this unrealistic fantasy gets sold to us as women, and then we're confused on why it's not working out, or like why I can't find the perfect guy. And it's like, it's not about finding the perfect guy, like, that's gonna be your literal everything and fit every role, like your best friend, you're this, you're that, like, and then you also want him to be a man, but then you also want to be like, prove that you're independent so bad. I'm like, I don't need a man, and like, I can pay for my own stuff. I'm gonna pay for his stuff too, just to show him that I can. It's like, why? And then you're hurt. It's like, why did you even do all that? You know? I have not read that book, but I have seen snippets of it, like on TikTok. I think my friend had it. Like, I flipped through it before, but I've never actually read it. Everyone complains of everything. If you're too nice, you're too easy. If you act independent, you're cold and too many unrealistic expectations. Yeah, definitely. I just think it's like the secret to not, do Do I want to use this? I guess. I feel like this just can look a little like, for lack of a better term, crusty as the day goes on. But I'm not really doing anything crazy today, so whatever. And it's also like kind of the right color for me right now because I'm not tan. Okay. The key as a woman, but apply this to yourself however you wish, is to completely focus on yourself, on what you like, on your friends, on building your own community, on finding your own passions and hobbies, and really focusing on community with other women, with your family if possible, with just like-minded people, and then have your standards be strict when it comes to dating. Basically, you want to be happy yourself. You want to be fulfilled yourself. And a man, a boyfriend, whatever, should just be fun, extra, whatever, until you meet someone that can add value to your life. Because a lot of these guys, I feel like, especially in our generation, and if you're younger than me, definitely, they're just, I don't know. It's like this in between of like, they still want to be a traditional man, but then they also kind of want to be a princess. And it's like, okay, if we truly were like equal in society, I don't know, maybe that would be like, okay, but it's like they still have these masculine egos and it doesn't work out. And it's like very annoying to deal with. Because it's like, okay, are you not like financially stable just in yourself, but you also aren't emotionally intelligent. And then you also just don't have like, what's the word? Like intelligence? No. But you know, like, I don't know. And so it's like, once you see that, it doesn't have to be this like disheartening thing. It's like, okay, well, this is where, you know, most men are going to act off their egos. Yeah, it's annoying, but like, okay, how can I use that to my advantage if I'm going to date? And like learning how to deal with that instead of just like pretending that doesn't exist or like trying to like change them or like make them see your point of view. Like, that's a waste of time, and that's not your job. Like, it's not your job to be a man's therapist or to try to get him to change his point of view or whatever. Like, just stop. All of that energy put into yourself, into your friendships, but not even like don't try to fix anyone. Friendships, someone you're dating, like anyone. So put that energy all back into yourself. But when I say friendships, it's more so like do activities with your friends, like, but even that, it's like just put it into yourself, you know? Yeah. I think it's also really important to not be a pick-me in the sense of like, don't overgive and overextend yourself so much to anyone, but especially men, because that is just going to attract users and attract people who are unhealthy. Because think about it, if you are around someone who is just so much of a people pleaser or always trying to like do the most or always like responding to your text right away, it gets annoying. You know, like there is a happy medium. So with that being said, if you act like that, it's going to deter people that are healthy because they're like, whoa, this is like too much. And it's going to attract so many more people who are users and who just are the opposite. Like, instead of looking to give, they're just looking to receive and like use to their advantage and see how much they can get out of you and see how far they can take it. And that's why so many women end up hurt after, you know, oh my God, like I spent this much money on this guy. I did all this stuff for this guy and he still left me. It's like, yeah, because that's the type of person he was from the beginning. He saw what type of person you were. He was like, okay, great. Like, what can I get out of this? Like, you know, and then you feel so hurt because you feel like you overgave and just like you were used, because you were. So it's very important to protect yourself, because that can lead to very, very bad situations. And I think when you're young, you don't really realize, like, it might just be like, oh, that hurts. But like, as you get older, the situations get more serious. So instead of just like, you know, when you're young, maybe, I don't know, a guy just like wants you to buy him food or like smaller stuff like that. But then when you get older, it might be like, oh, put your name on this car for me. Put your name on this. You know, I don't have good credit, babe. Can you please put your name on this? And then your credit gets fucked up. Then he leaves you and the rest of your life is fucked up because you made that mistake. You know, it's not just like, oh, I feel hurt. Like, oh my God, he kind of used me. It's like, no, now you have real life problems because you said okay. Oh my God, thank you so much. So it's very important to protect yourself, to learn how to say no, and to just recognize behavior early on. You know, listen to your intuition, know the red flags so that you can peep the red flags and therefore redirect, you know. I think also when I was younger and like dating, it was very like, I don't know, I just was less strict in the sense of like, I'd be more apt to going on a date with someone I wasn't sure about just to see, or like, oh, it'll be a funny story. But it's like, no, now I'm just so much more like, I don't even want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time, like 2 hours that we're going to be on this date, because it's more than that. You have to get ready. You have to like go there, you have to go home, you know? Hello. That's so iconic. Love 2015. Very iconic year. Thank you so much for following for that long. We've been through a lot, girl. So yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize, like, this is serious. I feel like I need to wipe my camera, but I don't really have anything to wipe with. I need like a little sunglasses cloth. Use this makeup bag. Oh my God, it's so much better. Okay. Thank God. What's even in here? A lip liner, a mirror. Oh, that's where that brush went. Men waste the time of beautiful women 9 out of 10 times to boost their low self-esteem. Exactly. And that's why you just have to be very like strict. You just have to know, like, okay, a guy is approaching me because he wants to sleep with me, first and foremost. I think another thing that a lot of women do is, instead of just taking something at face value for what it is, we try to kind of fill in the blanks, or, you know, give someone the benefit of the doubt when all actions and all actual facts and the actual, like, things that actually happened are saying the complete opposite. So, like, if a guy's not texting you back, hasn't hit you up, like, you went on a date, it's been like a week, 2 weeks, and he hasn't said anything, it's like, oh, well, he was saying that he was just really busy with work, like, he's probably just very busy. Like, make excuses for poor behavior, or just, you know, when it's like, obviously, it's like, babe, like, because, bro, most of us have had an experience where, you know, a guy likes you, like, maybe it's even annoyed you, like, oh my God, this guy's so thirsty, like, oh my God, this guy, like, oh my, this guy always answers the phone on the first ring, or this guy's always calling me, like, you know? So it's like, bro, you know. And so I say that, like, okay, we don't take things at face value, but it's like a fine line. Like, you need to trust your intuition and not try to fill in the blanks, like, making excuses. So, like, if someone's not calling you and texting me back, it's like, okay, well, the facts are that he's not calling and texting me back. Maybe he said, I've been really busy with work. My phone broke. I really like you. But you know, your intuition knows. Like, you can in your head be like, oh my God, like, well, he said all this stuff. Like, he did say he really likes me. Like, oh my God, why would he say that if he didn't like me? Like, he must like me. He must just be really busy. Like, oh my God, like, it's okay. I'll be understanding. It's like, no. Look at the cold, hard facts and evidence of how he's acting and treating you and how you feel. Like, okay, I kind of feel like a dis-ease. And then use your intuition, bro. Again, like, you just naturally, you know. And I think also, when you're trying to get answers from other people, constantly talking about it, constantly asking for advice, what should I do? What should I do? What do you think about this? Bro, you know. Like, you know the answer. You just want to hear, you want someone to tell you what you want to hear. You know? So take things at face value. And a lot of it is just, you have to go through it. Like, you have to experience it, because you're not, like, this world is not set up for you to just grow up learning that, unless, like, you had people in your life, your, like, whole life growing up that told you that. But still, like, most of society doesn't promote that. So even if, like, say your mom really instilled that in you, that is so great. You have such a advantage over someone else in that regard. But society, like, you're still affected by society, so it's still gonna kind of be like, that's still gonna affect you, you know? So a lot of times it's just like, you have to go through it. And I think this whole topic is why so many guys, like, prefer to date younger women. Like, did you guys ever see that clip? I don't even know what it was from, but it was like some podcast or interview, and this guy was like, yeah, like, I only date, like, 18-year-olds or 21-year-olds because they're just more innocent. Like, they just don't have that, like, oh. And, like, it's like, okay, well, a lot of women look way better in their later 20s than in their early 20s. Like, you learn how to do your makeup better, like, for the most part, you know? And so they'll try to say, oh, it's just because you're more youthful. It's just natural. It's biology. It's like, yeah, but you rather, exactly, innocent doesn't know what disrespect is. So even right now, I know so much more about life and about the game than I did when I was, like, 21, 20, 19, 18, you know, even, like, a couple years ago. But it's like, in my personal opinion, like, I look up better now, but it's like, and I'm still in my 20s, like, I'm still in that prime of life, like, ew. So yeah, they prefer that because they can just get away with more bullshit, and that's why they will try to test you. So that's why you have to know that every man is going to test you. Don't fall for it. Stop falling for it. Stop giving someone you don't know that well the benefit of the doubt. Like, stop. It's better. I honestly can tell you, I would rather be considered, like, rude or a bitch. And I mean, easier said than done, right? Because then you're in a situation you feel, like, awkward. Especially if you're, like, a people pleaser or you grew up like that. But you have to know. You have to know, okay, he's going to test me. So let's just wait and see. And then once you, like, are aware of that, it becomes comical. Like, once you are aware of just the classic, like, manipulation tactics or the tests that they do and how just, like, weird their little mind games are, it's like textbook. Like, it will come out and you'll be like, is he serious? Like, what the fuck? Because it's just so textbook, and so many of them just do the same thing. So that's why it's important to have strong boundaries and to, again, be happy within yourself, have your own sense of self-worth and self-respect, and fulfillment in your life, because you won't be so desperate to find that in someone else, especially in a man. And it's going to be so much easier to just say no, or to just not entertain something, or to not believe a lie, because you already have what you need. You already have happiness, and you already are validating yourself. So his validation doesn't mean anything to you. A lot of times, I think also it's like, you kind of know someone's lying. You kind of know someone is like manipulating you or trying to manipulate you, but it's like, you don't want to make them mad by calling them out on it. You don't want to like risk losing the relationship, or risk, oh my God, he's not going to talk to me. But if you don't care, and instead of like being worried about, oh my God, I don't want to make him mad or like lose this, it's like, you have to switch your mindset to, why would I care about losing someone that is disrespecting me or manipulating me or isn't being honest with me or literally isn't like adding any value to my life at all and literally like actually making it worse? You know? Seeing the same games in so many men. Exactly. So it's so important to educate yourself and like stop feeding in, stop consuming content and watching people that are trying to like sell you that fantasy of like, I mean, I honestly couldn't even tell you what it is because I just don't watch people like that, but I just even like love Sex and the City, don't get me wrong, but like, why was Carrie doing all that for Big? Like, he obviously did not really like her that much, you know? And I mean, it's very iconic, and it's like, I feel like most women have experienced that at some point or another. But it's like, she just needs to watch a little Sprinkle. Like, bro, she didn't go on this trip, this chic trip he was going to take her because he wouldn't say, I love you. Why couldn't you just go enjoy the trip in your new early relationship? Like, why are you so thirsty for him to say it? Like, stop. He's taking you on a trip that he's paying for. Like, he's picking you up. Like, it's just weird. And then it's like, if she was that hurt by that, or if she felt disrespected by him, she should have just stopped talking to him right then and there, instead of like just trying to change him or like force an answer out of him. Like, don't waste your time, okay? Because it looks desperate. Stop. I hate my time wasted so much. Exactly. And like, as a woman, your time is a lot more valuable. Be the girl that got away. Oh my God. I love it when my own advice is like so good. Exactly though. Like, literally exactly. Bro, take it from me, y'all. It is so much more iconic. And this is the thing too, if you are disrespected, you do not need to like explain yourself or like write a paragraph. Like, don't actually do that, because again, men are very like dumb for the most. I'm just saying that for lack of a better term. Like, a lot of men just don't really care, and so men go off actions. As a woman, you need to go off actions too, and your intuition. Don't believe words, and don't try to use words. You know, like, don't explain to a man how he disrespected you, because it's like, most guys just take that as like, oh, well, she's still here talking to me, or still texting me. She's still on my phone. She's still calling me. So, like, why would I care? But if you stop replying, if you don't answer his calls, they get very shook. Just saying. Hello. They get very shook because they're not used to it, because people don't take this advice. And so the other girls that he's dealing with want to blow up his phone, explain how he disrespected her, all this stuff. And like, then when you just remove yourself, they're very shook. They're not used to it, you know, they want attention. So when you just are like, nope. Don't waste your time. It really, like, truly is. And it's kind of, like, good to know, though, because then you can get what you want. So stop settling. Stop offering to pay on dates. Like, just stop. Don't even date someone that would put you in that position. You know what I'm saying? And, like, yeah. Thank you. I don't really like my hair today. It's like, I don't feel like putting it up, but then it's kind of dirty. I think I'm just gonna kind of like curl this bottom part or like lightly wave it. I just feel like washing my hair and blowing it out takes so much time, and I really only want to do that like once a week. Oh, thank you. I really love the skinnier eyebrow. Like, I know they're not like so skinny, but compared to how they were, also they're kind of uneven. Whatever. Thank you. They're way thinner, and I just feel like it suits my face so much more. Yeah. We're just doing a light look. Take it from me, y'all. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. Don't be worried on how to get a guy, because why is he not worried about how to get you? You know, and like, you do not want someone that doesn't want you, because they just like, you end up like hating your life, literally. Because they just, yeah. Also, I think a lot of women underestimate like how far a guy will go to just like get something out of them, you know? Like, oh, well, he's still hanging out with me, he's still hitting me up, like, he must like me. But it's like, no, like, he will literally just use you for whatever. Like, it doesn't even have to be sex. It can be like anything. Like, maybe you always drive him somewhere, or you always like buy him stuff, or I don't know, like, you make him look good in front of his friends, so he like wants to use you for that. But it's just like, okay, I mean, if you want to think that way, it's fine, but it's like, what can you do for me? I mean, but I'm not like, that's not to say entertain someone who is like that, but I think it's just important to date someone that date a man that likes you more than you like him. Because if you're constantly like, oh my god, like, he likes me, it's like you're just gonna give in to like his manipulations and like do too much for him, and then you're gonna be sad when he like leaves you. Yeah, exactly. Like, literally, that's why. So take advantage of your youth while you can and build your own life. I mean, even if you want to get married and have kids, it's like, maintain your, and I can't really, you know, give too much advice on this aspect of it because I have not been through it. But from what I've observed, it's like, it's so important to keep your sense of identity and individualism as a woman, you know, because you can really like lose yourself, and then it's like your kids grow up, they move out of the house, and then you don't really have like, you've like lost yourself. And society also does not really make that any easier. But yeah. But again, I can't speak from experience on that, so that's just what I've heard. But it makes sense. This waist trainer is insane. Like, I thought it was not going to be that powerful because it's just Velcro. It's not like the clasps, but it's literally like, it's like a double Velcro. I just want to see what we can accomplish. It's so pretty out today also. Trying to think of what makeup I should do. I think I'll just don't have enough space. Just use this. A little more this, and then just like a highlight, to be honest. Yeah. Where are the masculine men at? Masculine in the sense of like provide and protect. Am I wrong? Cute. I just feel like that makes the biggest difference. Y'all, it's so pretty outside. Like, love that. What do y'all think about that? Oh, my tea I'm drinking. I made like the condensation. It's the Calm Tea by Yogi. I don't know. I've had like kind of like anxiety. So I've been trying to just have this in the afternoons instead of another caffeine. But sometimes I stop another caffeine. I don't know. I get like anxiety on the train sometimes. And so if I'm about to go somewhere, I will not have a caffeine because I feel like it does make a difference. I love a coffee though. Just genuinely love it. But I mean, get decaf. People are like, why would you drink decaf? When you want to be chic and have your coffee, but you don't want to have anxiety. Da-na-na, da-na-na. What's more? It's over again. Cute. Stop being a pick-me to these guys. That's like iconic advice. I wonder when I said that. Be the one that got away. It's like way more iconic. Do you want to be chic or not? Yeah, exactly. Literally. Like, literally. And it's, bro, it's like sad. Like, don't waste your time feeling sorry for them. But it's like, when you really think about it, it's sad. Because it's just like, bro, these were like little boys at one time. And you know, they were just, like, at minimum, just not taught. Not like necessarily, I mean, some of them social skills, but like emotional skills. Like, they can't be alone. They feel like they have to play these like games to try to like get what they want because they just don't really feel like confident in themselves because like they just feel like they have to act a certain way in order to be accepted. And like, it's sad, but it's like, yeah, we can have empathy, but that does not mean we need to have sympathy. I was just reading about that. Because sympathy, you're more involved emotionally yourself. But empathy, it puts like distance. Yeah. And a lot of them just really lack confidence. And it's like, it's sad. Like, or they're like just have these addiction problems, whether it's to substances or like porn or just like their phone, and they just constantly need validation. And it's like, I kind of like feel bad for you, but I just don't want to be like around them, you know. Okay, the best mascara of the moment right now. I used this yesterday too, I think. The Too Faced Better Than Sex Naturally. Yeah, if I'm just doing a light look like this, it's so good. Like, it's just so lengthening without being clumpy. Like, it keeps your lashes so separated. And I don't even use a lash curler. It's so good. I like the original one too, but this was just like, oh my god. A little bit astounding. Yeah, or they're in weird, like, odd relationships with their mom, you know? It's like, anything, it's just something to observe for if you decide to have kids and you have a little boy, like how not to like raise them. I'm like, what the fuck? People just, it's really like this generational trauma needs to stop. So you just have to like realize, capital R, realize, so that you can make better decisions for yourself, and if you decide to have a family, have kids, for your future generations. But it starts with ourselves, you know? Like, I love this mascara, OMG. It's over, it's over, yeah. I'm taking what's mine. Alright, I just put it on, if I'm doing a light look like this, I just put it on the top. And then brow gel, and then like a lip liner, lip gloss, setting spray. Hello, what's up? I need a snake plant. You're French. Comment ça va? I don't love this color. I know, right? I love like a brown, like a light brown nude. But I feel like all my favorite ones are like in various purses right now. So it's like, it's not bad. It's just like a little more bright. I don't know. What even is this? Boldly Bare by MAC. It's just like a little too red almost. I'm crying. It's just a lip oil, which I don't know if I really like lip oils because I feel like they just don't really stay. But whatever. I'm gonna put in my hoops. Oh my god, it's cold. It sprays so unevenly. That's our look of the day. I'm gonna fix my hair a little bit. Just kind of curl it, like lightly. Mostly just to I mean, it's not that frizzy, but you know, just do a little something. I think that's going to be it for this live stream, y'all. I hope you enjoyed. Today I like set the live stream for in advance, so let me know if you got a notification, but I think the only way you will be notified is if you just have my channel notifications on in general. So turn those on so you don't miss the next live, and then I always upload them or they automatically upload to my channel afterwards so you can rewatch. Oh my god, thank you so much. I'm so excited. Like, look how beautiful, and it's like warm. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Follow me on IG because I'll be on there afterwards. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Bye, everyone.